our hearts haven't healed. They're still broken for the precious girls we lost.
Our families are still too small, still missing an essential ingredient, and we are lesser for it.
The pain that you have endured over the decades can never be healed, but I hope you can stop asking who did this to your girls.
I'm full of gratitude. It has been so long, and all we ever wanted for this case was the truth.
The yogurt shop murders will always be part of Austin's history. The pain from that night and its aftermath will never go away. But with the knowledge we have now, we can share some peace.
Thank you for joining us for KVUE News at 6. I'm Quita Culpepper.
And I'm Adam Bennett. Today we are learning more details about how Austin police were able to link a now dead man to the infamous yogurt shop murders.
In December of 1991, 4 teenage girls were killed at a North Austin yogurt shop. And today, the families of Amy Ayers, Eliza Thomas, and sisters Jennifer and Sarah Harbison were at Austin City Hall for an official announcement.
We heard from those family members and the investigators who have spent years trying to figure out who really killed the girls nearly 34 years ago. Senior reporter Tony Plahetsky joins us now in studio.
And Tony, on Friday, you broke the news that a breakthrough helped police name Robert Brashers as the new suspect. And today, police spent a significant amount of time detailing the process that actually led them to him.
It was a truly extraordinary and powerful moment in City Hall today, not only hearing all of the evidence, but of course the family members of those girls. The lead investigator on the case spent almost 30 minutes just on his own today, detailing how DNA and ballistic evidence helped connect them to Brashers. Through a process called YSTR testing, APD had a 16-marker genetic profile linked to a male suspect. That was back in 2004, but they didn't have a name. It wasn't until August of this year that investigators requested YSTR searches from all labs that keeps those genetic profiles, and they got a 27-marker match to Brashers from a 1990 murder in South Carolina.
So this is something that could not have happened until 2025. And I'm sorry that it took 34 years for us to get here, but we're here now.
So many people have asked why this took so long, and that's the answer. There were also several pieces of ballistic evidence that police say tied Brasher to these killings. In June, APD submitted a shell casing found at the yogurt shop in 1991 for testing. It matched a shell casing from an unsolved 1998 murder in Kentucky, which showed similarities to Brasher's other crimes. Investigators also say the gun that Brashers used in his suicide in 1999 was the same make and model of the one he had on him when he was stopped by Border Patrol agents near El Paso just 2 days after the Austin murders. And that gun also was the same make and model used in the yogurt shop killings. There's still some DNA testing happening now, and investigators hope to share those final results in coming weeks or months. I want to bring in my colleague, Kelsey Sanchez, who joins us now from North Austin, where there's a plaque at the shopping center where these gruesome murders took place. Kelsey, I know we were both at that press conference this morning, and it was, of course, quite emotional for the family members of those 4 girls.
Tony, that's right. You took the words right out of my mouth when we heard the families just talk about, how long it took and just wanting to know this so many decades later. And actually, while we've been here, there have been people leaving flowers, paying their respects even after all this time. But again, this investigation is still ongoing. But we do know that Jennifer and Sarah Harbison, Eliza Thomas, and Amy Ayers were all found bound and shot to death here at what was was once known as I Can't Believe It's Yogurt Shop in North Austin. And thanks to what that detective said was a combination of DNA, technology, and good police work from several agencies, it is what led them to known serial killer Robert Brashers. Now, Eliza Thomas's sister Sonora says their mother died 10 years ago, and she wishes that she was here to witness this breakthrough. Thomas says during this time, she's endured the pain of not knowing, but now she can turn that part of her brain off.
I know now what happened, and that does ease my suffering. And I can continue to pass on all the kindnesses that have been shown to me over the decades, and hope that I can ease the suffering of others.
The families of Amy Ayers and Sarah and Jennifer Harbison also thank law enforcement and added that they too now have some peace. Now, loved ones also called on other law enforcement agencies to, run those tests and take advantage of that advanced technology so that other families are not left in the dark and with that, not knowing aspect of it. So again, here at this memorial, we're still seeing people come by to pay their respects for those 4 young souls. But again, this investigation is not over as we continue to learn more about the aspects of this case. But for now, we are live in North Austin. I'm Kelsey Sanchez, KVUE News.
Such an emotional day for so many people, Kelsey. Thank you so much. And this announcement in this nearly 34-year-old cold case is one that officials say they have been waiting years to make.
More than a quarter century ago, in a circumstance much like this today, I said that Austin lost its innocence the night those young souls became victims. Today, we have some closure.
That's a very similar statement to the one Mayor Watson made back in 1999.
On December 6, 1991, we as a city lost our innocence. Today, we regain our confidence.
That was what Watson said when APD arrested 4 young men for the murders 26 years ago. 2 of those men were convicted, one even sentenced to death.
And over the years, the cases unraveled and those convictions were thrown out. KVUE's Brianna Perez spoke with one of those men's attorneys who's now calling for formal exoneration. Hi, Brianna.
Yeah, Quita, Adam, Tony Diaz is the attorney who has been representing Michael Scott since 1999. Today, he tells me he and his clients were relieved to hear the latest developments in this case. Still, he says his story is not over. Scott is one of the 4 men that was arrested for capital murder in 1999. He was found guilty and sentenced to life without parole after he confessed. But he later said his confession was coerced. He was retried and the charges were dropped in 2009. Diaz says his client was only 17 years old at the time of the murders. And this case stole decades of his life. He says the wrongful charges stem from flawed police tactics and misused forensic evidence. Now, he says DNA has done what the system itself could not, and he wants his client to be exonerated soon.
Mike Scott was never there at the yogurt shop. He's completely innocent, and so are the other 3 boys that have been charged. And I think we should expedite the process of letting them get over some of the suffering. I don't think they ever will, but at least move towards the goal of peace in their lives too.
He says his client has no anger and is hopeful they can work with the Travis County District Attorney's Office on a resolution that clears him of the wrongful allegations. Now, out of the 4 men who were wrongfully accused of these killings, Scott and 2 others are still alive. DA Jose Garza says if APD's findings stay as they are now, there will be processes his office could take to potentially lead to restitution for those men. Quita, Adam.
Brianna, thank you. So many lives touched by this, and the press conference that Austin officials and the victims' families gave this morning was very detailed and at times very emotional and lasted about an hour and a half.
You can watch a replay of the full press conference tonight at 6:30 on KVUE+. You can download on your TV and watch for free.